friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 7 of the double neck guitar build project. First of all, apologies again for the abrupt ending of part 6. It was the whole battery charger thing again. I inadvertently unplugged the charger and the camera just shut down. So apologies for that. I'll try and remember not to do that again. So at the end of the last video I had cut the sound holes, and I was about to start beveling all the edges of the sound holes and the box itself with the router. So obviously, because of the camera shutdown, I did that off camera, and here it is. So let's see if I can just show you a bit close up. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but I've beveled all of the edge of the sound holes. I'm not sure it's picking up too well on camera. And also the edge of the box itself, all the way around, including, you know, these corners here. So that all came out really nice, really nice. And I've given it another sanding all over. Obviously I had to do a lot in the sound holes themselves, and over the whole box again there's little bits of glue and, you know, bits and pieces on it. So it's all had a thorough sanding again. With the sound holes I started at 400, and the sound holes and the box I've gone right up to, or down to, whichever way you look at it, 3000 grit. So it's glass smooth now. So to be honest, we're not that far from finishing this project. You know, I've still got to install the pickups, install the necks, and put the back panel on, glue the back panel on, and then finishing. Now, as many of my followers will already know, and regular viewers to this channel, more often than not, I will finish these projects in boiled linseed oil, which is absolutely fine, perfectly adequate, and it's a nice finish, and it does the job really well. But with this one, I've decided to bin that idea and go with a lacquer finish, for a few reasons. First of all, it's going to look better. It'll have a nice gloss finish. Not the necks. I'm not going to finish the necks in lacquer, just the body. So it'll look a lot nicer, nice shiny lacquer finish. It will be more hard wearing and durable. You know, it's going to, just light knocks and things, it's going to prevent, you know, dings and scrapes and scratches to an extent. You know, it's not like a magic barrier, but it will, you know, give a little bit more protection to the body. As I said, it looks nicer. It's going to be much more hard wearing. It will last a lot longer, and you know, and also it will seal everything in. I mean, these boxes are not particularly well constructed. They've got gaps, and they've used filler, very bad filler, and used it very badly to fill in the gaps. I mean, it was just a trinket box. It wasn't supposed to be a musical instrument. The lacquer will also, you know, seal some of the cracks as well. Not the bigger ones, to be fair, although it will to an extent. And, you know, where you've got those cracks, you've got the possibility of, you know, moisture seeping into those cracks and basically beginning to rot the wood from the inside out. So, you know, the lacquer will seal all that in. So, as I said, it's had a full sanding, right up to 3000 grit. It's looking and feeling amazing. The camera really doesn't do it any justice. I've also drilled the holes for the pickups, and that's the first job I'm going to do right now, is install the pickups. So I'm going to do this in a way you can see. I'll probably need to first of all raise the camera up, so just bear with me a second. So I'll extend the tripod right up then tilt the camera down and zoom in, and you should be able to get a decent view of what I'm doing. Oh, tripod's playing up now. It's always something. Okay. Sorry for those of you who suffer from seasickness. I'll be there in a second. Right, okay, so that's the tripod extended. I just got to make room for it on the bench. Okay, so I'll tilt the camera down to the work area. How's that? That doesn't look too bad. And I'll zoom in a bit. Need to turn that around a bit. There we go. How's that looking? Too bad. I don't want to zoom in any more than that because of autofocus not being great on this camera. So the pickups I've got for this are just cheap piezo, however you want to pronounce it, pickups. So I've got two of them. All tangled up, would be on camera again, wouldn't it? I've got two of them, one for each instrument, as it were. So I've got the jack here, and then each one has two of the pickup pads, or whatever they're called. So I've also been trying to figure out the best place, the best position to place these. Because obviously it's not like a normal electric instrument, it's not like a normal acoustic instrument, but basically the bridge is going to be here and here, so I think the best place, because this wood is very thick, it's not going to resonate much, so I think between the bridge and the sound hole, but closer to the bridge, so kind of in this area and this area, I think is going to be the best placement for those. I haven't even checked that these pickups work. I'm going to take a gamble. I'm sure they'll be fine. Okay, so I'll install the first one. So these are the ones that come with the cover that also acts as a strap button as well. So the first one I'm putting in is actually the, hold on, the 6-string one. Doesn't really make any difference, they're both exactly the same. Okay, so I'm going to first just tighten up the nut and see where the end of it ends up. I might need to adjust it forward or back a bit. So let's just put the nut on first. Okay, get the spanner, 12mm spanner, 12mm nut. That's, I don't know, 7/16, is it? I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to over tighten it, but just tighten enough so it's not going to shake loose. And on the back side of this, there's a what do you call them? It's a washer that's got like tiny little spikes on it, so it will grip and it's not going to slip round. Right, so I'll just put the end cap on and see how that is for clearance at the end. I think it needs to go back a little bit, it's poking out a little bit too much. So I'll just draw that nut off a bit. Okay, and then the back nut I need to move forward a bit, not too much. Let's just try that. In actual fact, these spanners are not the best for these nuts because they're so thin. Right, let's just try that. Yep, that's better. Okay, I'm going to install both of them at that end first before I put the pads on, just because that's the way I want to do it, no particular reason. Where's the rest of that? Okay. Right, so exactly the same thing with the other one, which is now going to be the base one, base side. Right. And in the hole, washer on, nut on. Nip that up with the spanner. Put the cap on, cover, button, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that one's got to go back a bit as well. Sticking out a bit too much. Probably a little bit more than the other one actually. So I'll do about 3/4 of a turn. About a turn. Let's try that. Yeah, a little touch more. That one's got to go. Just a tiny bit. Probably a 1/2 to 3/4 turn on the back nut. Like that. It's still got to go back. I think it might have pinched the first time and it wasn't actually fully seated. So just back that one off. I'm going to go about a full turn on that. Yeah, this one seems to be binding up a little bit. So just tighten that nut a little bit more. Should pull it all flush. Not quite sure why it's not going all the way. That's got it. Yep, that's fine. Okay. So, just going to tighten those up fully now. That's not going to come back out. Actually, that one's going to need to back off now. For time. Really. Okay. So, I mean, you know, these are not the best pickups, but I think they're fine, particularly for an application like this. I mean, they do the job. And I don't want to put, you know, high-end expensive ones in here. There really isn't any point for this application. Okay, that looks good. Just do those up finger tight. I won't grip those with pliers or anything. They're not strong, they will break quite easily. I'm pretty sure you're only supposed to do them finger tight anyway. Okay, and that one. Okay, that's that part. So, these pads have obviously, they've got sticky pads on the back. You just peel off the backing and stick them where they need to go. So I'm not going to do measurements or anything like that. I'm just going to pretty much eyeball it where they're going to go. It's not absolutely crucial to be millimetre perfect. Right, so let's have that one with the wire facing into the middle. I don't want it too close to this divider panel actually, because the top is going to be much stiffer there. So I'm going to kind of bring it more towards the middle, but not in the middle. Okay, that should be fine. And the other one, the other side. Again, not too close to that edge, because the top will be a lot stiffer there, won't resonate so much. Okay, and that one. looks like it's going to be in a decent enough position. Now the wires I need to tidy up. We've got these little gizmos that come in these sets. So you've got a square pad here which has got a sticky pad on the back, and it's got holes through the top there where you put a little cable tie just to hold everything all together, stops it rattling about. So that'll go, I think, on the bottom panel like that. Let me just double loop those. Something like that. It's a bit hard for you to see what I'm doing, but I'll show you what it looks like when I've got that in. So, I'll take the backing off this pad first and stick that onto the inside of the bottom, like so. And which way do I want that cable tie? That way. Yeah. Okay, it goes. No, don't come out the side, come out the top, please. There you go. It's a bit fiddly, but this part is definitely worth doing because the wires can, you know, vibrate and shake about, and you get buzzing and all sorts of nasty noises. So it's always worth doing this part. Just taking a couple of minutes extra just to make sure everything's tidy and not going to be getting in the way of anything, not making unnecessary noises. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so it keeps everything neat and tidy, it's not going to flap about. And I'll just get my nippers and just nip off the end of that cable tie, because that's also something that can potentially vibrate and, you know, make unwanted noises. So there it is. That's where are we? That's what they look like when they're installed, ready to go. Nice and tidy, and should do the job I want it to do, which is always useful. Okay, exactly the same with the other side. Time's cracking on. One more job I want to do on this video before the finish. Two if possible, but I don't think time's going to allow it, so put that one right there. Okay. I want to make sure these are definitely well stuck as well, because once the back's on, it'll be a bit tricky to get to them if I need to re-stick them. It's quite difficult when you have to go through the sound hole to do that. It's a little bit tricky. Okay, so where's the sticky pad? This cable tie, zip ties, as some of you call them over the pond, but we call them cable ties because they're used for tying up cables. No brainer. Okay. Right. So I've got to just bend up the end of this cable tie because I've got to feed it in from the bottom. And I want to make sure it comes through the top hole, a bit like that. Okay. That should be good. Right, nip off the end of that. Okay, so that's it. Both of them installed. Oh, really hard to get the proper light in this angle. Okay, so there they are, both in and hopefully working. There we go. that's the jack plugs at the end with the strap buttons on, and those are all nicely installed. Okay, so on to the next job. I'm not going to waste any time, just crack straight on. Let me just think. I don't want to make sure I don't get ahead of myself here. Is there anything else I need to do inside here? Yes, there is. Now, because I'm going to be lacquering this, obviously I want to, mask off anywhere that I'm don't want lacquer. One place I don't want lacquer is inside. So, I want to, while the back is still open, I want to put the masking tape over these holes from the inside, and then when I finish all the lacquering, I can literally just push it out and pull it out. Trying to put the masking tape on the inside of these sound holes when it's all together, especially with this, extra block at the top, it will be impossible, basically. I mean, potentially I could stuff it with newspaper or something, but I'm just going to do it this way because, I've still got the back open and it's just much easier to do it this way. So it's going to be a bit fiddly, as I said, with these neck blocks in here, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So, and I have previously sanded the inside of this box so that tape and stuff will stick to it, no problem. And these these pickups, wanted to make sure that everything was going to stick. So we're good there. Doing for time? Not good. Okay. Let's see if I can at least get this part finished before I start the next video. It's actually fairly straightforward, to be honest. So far. Right, this is going to be the tricky part, to actually fill that gap in there. It shouldn't be too hard, really. Just a bit fiddly. I say that and it goes really easily. It's the way, isn't it? Okay, so that's what I've done, just, taped off the sound hole from the inside so that when I come to spraying it, it's not all going to go inside the instrument. Which is, you don't want that. End of story. So, I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the other sound hole before I move on to the next step, which will be in part 8. So, let me just zoom back out. So we're making really good progress. As I said, we're getting towards the sort of latter stages of this build, and it won't be that much longer. So, if you are enjoying these videos and other videos, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell and that kind of thing. But the likes and the comments are really what makes the algorithms come up, and I'm trying to get to more subscribers for the channel, so really appreciate your watching these videos. Please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.